Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and today we have my review of The Conjuring 2. And this video will contain spoilers, so if you want to watch the film, then go and watch it and then come back here. But before I get into my review, I'd like to do some self-promoting. So basically, I started my second channel back up, and it's been 6 months, and no, I watch a lot of the content that I used to make on there, and I just thought I could have it as some stuff to pass the time, and maybe if I still enjoy it, it'll help my mental health as well, and I really enjoyed making that first video back. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, make sure to go and check it. It'll be on the end screen at the end of this video. But now that's out of the way, let's get on with the review. Let me start off by saying I actually prefer this one over the first. One of the best things here are the characters. Whilst yes, I felt for the family in the first and they weren't bad characters at all, here we see them fully in their lives before the haunting. One of, in fact, maybe my favourite scene actually in the film is where Ed and Lorraine are bonding with the kids and he's singing, Elvis Can't Stop Falling in Love. I think that's an incredible scene, and we see him bonding, and it's a breath of normal life for the children that they were literally ripped off, and it puts a smile on my face every time. It made me smile the first time, and it made me smile every time I've seen it since the first time. As always, I need to talk about the acting. It's all great. Especially though, the girl who plays Janet, she does an incredible job, and I can't imagine how difficult that must have been, because she has to do a lot in this film. I also want to talk about the scares, because I think they're a lot better here. Bill Wilkins scares the crap out of me, and I genuinely mean that. And it's all due to the voice and the setup. And he essentially becomes more active as we go along the film, and it's probably scarier at the beginning, because I think the unknown is scary, and don't get me wrong, the later scenes are pretty intense and scary as well, but I think it's especially scary when we're not entirely sure, when we're not in the loop, and it's just not the most obvious stuff going on. Like, we know something's going on, but we don't know what. And I think that was done really well. Like when Janet was talking to someone in her sleep and she woke her sister up, and then we hear his voice in the back, and it sends shivers down my spine. It is absolutely incredible filmmaking. And I also think The Nun has a lot of potential to be really scary. She has some really scary scenes. The introduction where Lorraine encounters her in Amityville, I think that was pretty good. Some of the scene where she encounters her in her house was pretty scary as well. Something that I'm not great at noticing myself are little background details, but the best example here is probably Valak being spelt in Ed and Lorraine's house. I wanted to say this because it was my friend spotted this actually, and if you're watching this, nice. But really, I think that was a really good detail, and it really, when you notice it, you really feel like there's an overlooming threat of she's constantly there pulling the strings, which of course she is, but it really makes you feel like that she's watching over Ed and Lorraine. Like, yeah, it's really subtle details like that can actually add a lot to a film. And there's also another one where the night after Janet woke up in her sleep, where her sister's having headphones on, like little stuff like that. Like, it doesn't affect the film at all really, but just little bits of detail which shows how much attention was paid, and it just, like, honestly, it shows how much the filmmakers care. There are some really good comedic scenes as well, and despite it being a horror, there are so many layers of emotion and characters, and even sadness, and I think, for me, there was the theme of importance of family, and it just all just mashes together really well, and it's great. It isn't perfect though, unfortunately. I don't know how to feel about The Nun as a whole. I think she's really creepy, as I said, and I think she looks creepy, I think she has the vibe, but I don't know if her addition to this film was needed, and I haven't seen the Nun film. I will see it at some point, I don't know when, because I know it's meant to be pretty trash, but yeah, it's like, I don't know if she was needed in this film, but at the same time, certain stuff that I did enjoy about the film wouldn't have happened if she wasn't in it. So I think maybe if they had her in it, but not pulling Bill Wilkins' strings, I don't know, but I just don't know how I feel about her overall inclusion. There is the odd scare that doesn't work for me as well, and also the fact that they just have to say Valak at the end. It feels like a last resort to get out. Just feels very okay. And yeah, it didn't work amazingly for me. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the final act, But yeah, The Conjuring 2 is a great modern horror. I think this is what horror films think they need to be, and this is a good example of what it can be, I think, in my opinion, because I absolutely love this film. It's one of my favourites of all time, I think, really, and this is maybe my favourite James Wan film. I haven't seen Saw, but yeah, just that I've seen. I give The Conjuring 2 an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to let me know what you think of The Conjuring 2. Did you love it or hate it? Let me know, as long as you're all respectful about it, in the comments. As you can see, I really enjoyed this film. I enjoyed both of these. The rest of the Conjuring universe, I unfortunately cannot say the same for, but gratefully there is one that I really enjoy, which I may do a review for soon. And yeah, I just really enjoy this film. It's probably an unpopular opinion how much I do like it, but I don't know, I just think it's really great. But take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.